Unfiltered, the official Sunderland AFC podcast.
Hello and welcome to SAFC Unfiltered. My name is Frankie Francis. I'm with Danny Collins up at the Academy, and we've just walked into this new look canteen. It's called the Terrace here at the Academy of Light. It's very fancy, isn't it, Danny?
It is. It's some swanky bistro we've walked into, isn't it? Lovely. Yeah, it's been done out really nice. Feels spacious, and spoke to one or two of the boys, and they like it.
Yeah, I guess that this kind of environment will be good for a professional athlete. You know, it's got a very professional-looking open kitchen at the back and lots of water filters, coffee machines. It's very light space. It's a lot different to what it was before, and I guess that just adds to that professional and high-quality environment which they've got already here at the Academy of Light.
Yeah, I think so. At the end of the day, where does a footballer spend most of their time? And it's at the training ground, isn't it? Monday to Friday more often than not, yeah. So they come in, boys. Obviously, we'll speak to Pierre, see what he thinks about it in a minute or two. But yeah, no, it's a good setup, and as you say, there a few chefs working away, getting the dinner prep for the lads.
Yeah, you've touched upon it. We're going to speak to Pierre Ekwah on today's edition of Unfiltered, first of the season. But we really should start by looking back at that game against Southampton, Danny. And it was an incredible performance from start to finish. Every single minute counted. And Sunderland really sent a message to the rest of the league there, didn't they?
Well, yeah, as you say, 6 minutes in and you're 2-0 up at home, and the crowd was bouncing. The sun was out. And it was a fantastic day. You know, I think you go back 24 hours prior to kick-off, and there was maybe one or two with raised eyebrows. You know, the transfer window madness going on. But that same 11 from the Coventry game went out there and got the job done. Fantastic. You know, from 1 to 11. I said it after the game Saturday. Hard to pick a man of the match. Maybe one or two standouts. Obviously, the boy we're going to speak to, Pierre, with his 2 25-yarders. But no, a real team performance. Clean sheet, back-to-back clean sheets, and a nice little break for the boys now.
Yeah, I'm excited to speak to Pierre because it's his first time on SAFC Unfiltered, and he's been in the side since he came into the side back in March last year. Well, his first start was in March last year, and then he's kind of been in ever since, hasn't he? He's one of the first names on the team sheet, isn't he, at the moment? Yeah,
I think he's been fantastic, as you say. I think Burnley away, his first start last season against the team who went on to win the league, and he put in a decent performance that night, and he's just grown from there, and I think it's getting confidence from the manager, getting yourself into the team, then you've got to perform, and I think he feels now that he's a fixture in that starting 11. Let's hope he continues and puts in performances like he did at the weekend.
Let's go and speak to him here on SAFC Unfiltered. So, welcome to SAFC Unfiltered, Pierre Ekwah. Pierre, how are you doing?
I'm all good. Yourself?
Very well, thank you. Danny's here as well, of course. It's the first one of the new season. Very excited to have you on because since coming into the side, I think your first start was against Burnley in March. You've pretty much been a regular. We'll come on to all of that, but first of all, we can't not speak about the weekend's game against Southampton. Have you come back down to earth yet?
Yeah, we definitely come back down to earth, but it was a really nice game, and I enjoyed playing it out there.
In all seriousness, though, Pierre, how soon after a game are you focused on the next game as a professional? I mean, the people listening to this, the fans, they want to get an insight of the professional mind of a footballer. I guess you celebrated in the dressing room straight away after, and then the next day you're thinking about the next game?
Yeah, we're always trying to think about the next game straight away, so like the day after. But on this case, because there is the international break, you can't really focus on the next game. You just have to calm down and get to work in that period. But usually in the championship, you don't even have the time to relax and really enjoy a big win like this, because the next game is in 2 days or 3 days.
Talk us through those goals then, Pierre. I mean, you're getting a bit of a reputation to shoot from outside the box. It wasn't helped by that amazing goal you scored in pre-season as well. And we've seen it in the first couple of games. You fancied your chances, and you popped a couple off at the weekend, and they came off, didn't they? Yeah,
it came off, so I'm happy. I've been chasing a goal, long distance goal for quite a long time now, and that came off last weekend. I was really pleased, and now, I know the fans, when I'm on the edge of the box all the time saying shoot, so it's put pressure on me, but at the same time he's really peaceful. But yeah, definitely happy that the way it came off, and
Good.
Saturday.
Goal scoring midfielder, Pierre. Yeah, yeah. I see.
I'm not gonna call myself like that yet. Nah, not yet. But I wish in the end of the season we'll say that.
Yeah. So, you got any targets for between now and the end of the season for yourself as a midfielder? Did you set yourself any targets?
Yeah. Of course I did. Of course I did.
Double figures.
They like to keep them to themselves.
Exactly. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. Off the microphone, we're definitely I'm gonna give it to you. But yeah, definitely, I think it's a good thing when you're athlete in anything, or even when you do anything in life, to set yourself a target like this. You know what you're aiming for, and that's what I did at the start of the season.
Because it's good actually in a way, because we haven't really had a natural number 9 striker at this moment in time. Obviously, Hemi's coming in there. He's been in the team. He's come out of the team. Job's been playing up there. Bradley's had a little spell up the top end of the pitch. Then we're relying on other people to get the goals. You've got yourself a couple. Job's got himself a couple. Dan Neal's got himself a goal. So young goal-scoring midfielders in the team, eh?
Yeah. Especially from last year when we lost Ross Stewart last year in Jan. So since then, we've been playing kind of like no actual striker.
Yeah.
So we've been used to like the wingers have to score, the midfield has to score, or the offensive animation has to be good for us to score. And I think it worked at the back of last season. And I think we're just on the same wave that, and hopefully at one point Emil will come, which he is the natural striker, will come and definitely help us get some more goals.
He had that opportunity second half Saturday, which came about from your crunching challenge in the middle of the pitch. Is that something you've been working on? I think I've seen that Tony Mowbray maybe had a little chat with you, and that little bit of aggressiveness in there in the challenge. I think you put one in first half as well on the far side.
Yeah.
And then that one right on halfway lane. You hear the crowd go up and enjoyed it as well, didn't they? And then Hemi was through, wasn't he?
Yeah. The gaffer all the time, he's talking about me how aggressive I want to be. And I definitely understand that now, especially coming like from a 21s program 6 months or 8 months ago. So everything is not as aggressive, and you come in the championship, you're playing against man who really
putting those challenges in, so you have to look after yourself, don't you?
Exactly, they're going for it. But yeah, it's definitely something that I want to improve in my game, and I keep doing it each and every day with the help of the staff here.
You touched upon the 21 program there, and that side of the game of which you came from. But I want to speak about your career to date, Pierre. And you started off just in the outskirts of Paris, playing for teams, and then you went to Clairefontaine, which is quite an interesting and unique environment to play football. I'm quite fascinated by it, to be honest, and I also learnt a little bit from the Nicholas Anelka documentary. But can you just give us an insight to what that's like? Because I don't think we have anything like that over here in the UK. Yeah,
you used to have St George's Park, but like back in the day. But apparently the academy stopped sending players there.
Yeah.
But like it's really unique, to be honest.
So you all live there?
All live there for like from Monday to Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And you go home on the Friday. On Saturday, you play a game with your actual team. Like,
all right.
Ascot. And on Sunday, you come back to Monday, be in, obviously, and do that all week of like training and being at school in the same time.
Okay.
So you're doing that for 2 years. And it's the best players from Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And Paris is like where the best players are from, to be honest, of France. Mostly, I would say. But yeah, so the level there is really good. They basically taught me everything I know about football. They're all the time saying to me that before playing football, you learn football, and after you can play it. So I think it's a big statement.
That's great. And the diet side as well as the fitness side, everything.
Yeah, diet side, mental side, everything. Like even like, do you know, like pushing yourself, really coming from this, because obviously you got so many good players beside you. And you want to be the best, and you want to all of a sudden you want to be the best at school. You want to be the one who's like eating properly. You want to do all the right thing, because they put that into the program as well. So you're gonna have meetings about how you should sleep, how you should eat.
Yeah,
like little things like that. And you're 13, 14, around those age 15. So you're like, wow. And they will tell you what it takes. And we had the chance to actually see some each year we had the chance to see some French player. We came from the academy, which we met Kylian Mbappe there, Matuidi, Alphonse Areola. So it's like when you come in and they're like, yeah, we've been in those shoes.
We were sitting in your seats.
Exactly, we're sitting in your seat, guys. So just imagine with this and that and give us advice. You're thinking, oh yeah, wow. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal going there for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then you went to Nantes for a season, and then you made the move to the UK, and Chelsea came calling. How was that as a young man having to move to London? It was quite scary at first, I bet.
Change of a city or change of environment didn't really scare me at the time because I already done it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, obviously you go into the unknown, but
different country.
The different country was a bit like, whoa, and I couldn't speak English at the time.
Your English is incredible, by the way.
Thank you.
Picked it up quite well.
Thank you, but I couldn't speak English at all, so I'm like, wow, that's gonna be a tricky one. But yeah, I just went and then my time there, like I will say, like I met some great people outside or inside the club at Chelsea. I met some great people. Football-wise, wasn't the best, I will say, but they still taught me a lot. I spent 3 years there, and I really enjoyed those 3 years. Even any emotion I had to go through, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, when a big club call like this and you're 16, you're like, wow, I'm getting to the big world all of a sudden.
And they've got a good heritage of French players as well at Chelsea, haven't they?
Exactly, and they're well known of like getting players, good players from overseas or even from England, because when you watch, because I'm a 2002, but when you watch the other generation, which 2001, 2000, 99, 98, and you've seen players coming through, and you're like, wow, like it's just crazy. And you see them. I remember I was in Nantes, and I heard like obviously they were on me and all this and all the speculation about me going or whatever. And I'm watching them youth league at the time, and I'm seeing it's so easy for them. I'm like, what? And they want me. I'm like, I don't get this. Like, how is this possible? Like, wait, I think they got enough like good players there. But yeah, it's just like the resume of Chelsea just speak for themselves. It's been a really good academy, being brought up really good players.
Yeah. Then you made a move to West Ham. And then Sunderland came calling as well. Still hadn't played senior football, as it were. I actually read quite an interesting piece from Eddie Nketiah. I'm not sure if he crossed paths at Chelsea, but there's a piece in the press this week saying that he was released by Chelsea, and that made him so determined to prove himself. So when he got a chance at Arsenal, he knew he had to prove himself. Is there a feeling that when a club like Chelsea and West Ham let you slip through their fingers a little bit, that you want to prove them wrong a little bit, or you want to kind of prove to them they saw something in you, and you know the real raw ingredient is there, and you're doing it now at Sunderland?
I think in the back of my head, I will always take a minute to say, I proved them wrong. But my main concern is give it back to the people who believed in me. So first, even me, when I wasn't believing me anymore, because obviously I had doubt in those moments, the people were pushing me to keep going and go further than what I was doing. I think that's the one I'm doing it for.
Yeah.
Because it's like you will meet some people around the way when they will not believe in you. Then that's not a problem. It's just that right now they're not believing you, and you in 1, 2, 3 years or even later down the line, you will make things happen by the way you're doing it right now. But just you have to have doubts. You can't go around and people all the time gonna say it's good, it's good, it's good. Sometimes even the small doubts or them not playing you or whatever make you refocus on the simple stuff that you need to do better.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I think that them not playing me, I would say rejecting me in the type of way, that's mean that my path was meant to be here. So all the emotion that I went through, everything that I went through, I was supposed to lift that and after come
to make you the person you are now.
Make me the person I am now, and after come here in Sunderland and doing what I'm doing right now. Because if you take those years away, I will not be the same.
Yeah.
So I think that it's just a part of the journey that you
I think it's you need that self-confidence and that belief in your ability, don't you? And then just the manager giving you the backing and the opportunity to prove yourself and to get into the team. And I think that's what's happening for you at this moment in time, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. As soon as I came, they put trust in me. So they really took their time with me. Because when you come from a 21s program and you look at it and you're like, wow, they're aiming for the playoff all of a sudden. So you're
straight
like,
to championship football, it's a different ball game, isn't it?
It's a different ball game.
Yep.
And I wasn't coming in in the summer window. I came in January.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't. It keeps going. It doesn't stop. Game after game after game. So I'm like, playing 1 game a week is slow intensity compared to the championship to 2 games a week. And I need to catch everyone because physically they're miles better than me and all this. And even the knowledge of the game is just better.
Yeah.
And they really taught me a lot in small period of time. And everyone here in the environment really helped me and pushed me to get to the level I am now. So each and every game, I was getting better.
Yeah. So obviously with Corey's out of the team at this moment, who is obviously the captain, that the experienced sitting defensive midfielder. Now obviously when we're doing the comms, I set us up maybe at a 4-2-3-1 with you and Dan Neil in there.
Yes.
But then you've got that rotation. Obviously at the weekend, I said, didn't I? I've got you as the sitter really in front of the 2 centre backs. But then you're up the other end of the pitch, 25, scoring 25 yards. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's having that rotation, isn't it? And box to box, and maybe you have a breather, then Dan sits in, then you can get forward, and that rotation between young lads as well. Yeah,
we're all really dynamic as a team, so we can have a good animation of whether it's defensive or it's offensive. So it's a great thing. Then we had a really good game plan coming to last weekend, and it did work.
Yeah.
So we worked on it all week, and even seeing that it works, it just looks beautiful because all of a sudden, like you said, I'm like 25 meters away from their box, but usually I'm the sitting midfielder.
Yes.
On my right, I've got Luke O'Nine, which is the centre back. And I'm like, on a normal game, I would say, well, he's doing that. Yeah. But the game plan was like, we had a really good game plan and we really stuck to that. And I think it's a big thing coming from our team as well, that we all believed in what the staff said, and we really went head down to it, and it really worked.
So would you actually prefer playing as the sitter, as the 6, or playing higher as the 8, really, if given the opportunity, or just happy to do a job wherever you're asked?
Happy to do the job. Like, you putting me right back, I wouldn't even complain. You see what I mean?
The right foot okay? Or?
No, right foot is okay. Right foot is, I don't use it quite often, but right foot is okay.
I want to see a 25-yarder with that right foot before the end of the season.
Okay, I'm going to give you that.
Yeah, so since coming into the side last season, you've been in pretty much every single squad when you've been available, and that season, last season, your first season in English football, you've touched upon it a little bit there, but what are the differences between 21's programme, playing games, like you say, once a week, and the low intensity? Is it that intensity and the physicality, is that the real main difference?
I think everything is different. Sometimes it will be 10%, sometimes it will be 50%. But the knowledge of the game, or like what to do, that small decision or whatever, this is gonna be a big difference. The physicality is gonna be a big difference. So those little details. Obviously, football is still the same.
Yeah.
But the level you go at, so from 21s to Championship, from Championship to Premier League, from Premier League to Champions League, the little details gonna be better. Like, it's not really a big change of like, we're still playing the same football.
It's the same game.
It's the same game.
But I guess in your position, Pierre, in the centre of the midfield, you need to be aware of all these things because you're essentially running the game. The game's going past you or through you all the time. Is the English game at this level? Do you have to learn little quirks like what you can get away with, and what you expect from your opposition players? I mean, Danny was a defender over here in this league, so he will have been famous for man marking, challenges, getting elbowed off strikers. It's physical in there, right?
Yeah, definitely. Look, you start running and someone putting your elbow in your rib, and all of a sudden you're like, oh wow,
I'm in
that's
the
bad.
yeah, I'm in the game now.
I'm in the championship right now. You see what I mean?
Experienced pros out there.
Exactly. When you're not gonna have this in 21s football. So it's like you jumping in 21s, you will jump and just put your head up.
Yeah.
In championship, you will jump with your arm and I don't know, put some elbow in the mouth of someone, and the ref's not going to say anything. You just go on and play.
And how do you prepare for that, or can you not until you play enough games? Did Tony Mowbray tell you what to expect or anything like that?
You will see it. Even like, do you see what I mean? I was all the time watching the championship. You will see it. You will. Oh, that's a good tackle. Oh, that's a bad header. Things like this, and. Yeah, the players will say it to me, the gaffer will say it to me, but you need to experience it.
Yeah.
Even right now, I still experience it. I'm like, wow. Yeah, he gave me a good elbow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, but you have to keep going, and then that's it. Usually in 21's football, give you a elbow, you go down, you start shouting, or maybe everyone's going to stop. You can't go down for help in the championship. That doesn't exist.
But it's learning on the job, as you say. I think with the youngest squad in the league, 22 is the average age. I think you might have mentioned it actually in the press. It's how do you get that experience by playing games, isn't it?
Yes.
If you're ready, you've got to go in there at the deep end and get first team football.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. The experience coming with you doing it. So
yeah, and in those few months last season, you got a lot of experience because we went into a promotion campaign. In the end, we were involved in the playoffs against Luton, who ultimately ended up in the Premier League. Right. What was it like to play in those games? In particular, the home. First leg against Luton. What was it like, the atmosphere and the occasion?
It was pretty much crazy because I was talking to the boys who was in the playoff last season in the League One playoff, and they were telling me I was like, and you're like, it's nice.
Sheffield Wednesday, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, like,
the season before.
Exactly, and you're like, it's nice. Oh yeah, blah blah blah. But when I felt it. Oh, wow. When I felt it was just crazy. The walk into the pitch.
Coming out that tunnel,
you sing like the fire going up and all this. I remember everything. I was like, wow. And in my head, I was like, no, we need to win.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
But see that at the weekend as well, obviously the new signings sat around by the dugouts and stuff, weren't they? And then after the game, obviously after the win, a lot of the fans stayed in to applaud the lads.
Yes.
And they were getting to experience that as well, weren't they? I'm sure they've mentioned that since.
Oh, they definitely mentioned that.
Yeah.
Because that's why I said to them, the atmosphere is like this every single weekend. My brother, I think my brother sent me a thing about that attendance in the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, miles ahead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He was like, no, that's actually crazy. That's nonsense.
Yeah. I think in League One, we were the 12th highest in England when we were in League One as well. So
this is crazy.
Premier League teams,
Premier League levels, isn't it?
Premier League levels. This is crazy. That's why I say we need to get the team back on the top, and I wish we can do that.
Well, that's what the fans think as well, Pierre, because we had those so many years in the Premier League. We have the stadium, we have the fan base, we have the academy. We have everything in place. We have players like yourself coming through. We just need to make that next step. Definitely.
But it's a hard one. It's going to be a long season. We're all going to have to believe in. It's going to take every single one of the players to do it.
So for yourself, ambitions, obviously play in the Premier League one day, I'd imagine. France, full caps for France. Is that the next step as well?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I wish. With my performance, I wish I could go to the 21s at one point. But I'm sure if I keep putting the hard work in, it will come.
Let's get to know you a little bit more as a footballer. Who was your footballing idols when you were growing up? Who did you look at? And was it always a midfielder you wanted to be?
Oh, actually, I always wanted to be a midfielder. But I was playing centre back, left back.
Have you always been taller than your friends and colleagues?
Yeah, most of the time. But I was playing with them. I was always playing with the people older than me, so like 2 or sometimes 3 years older than me. So all of a sudden I wasn't. So sometimes one weekend I was the youngest, one weekend I was the oldest. You know what I mean? Like it's going up and down of like age group. But I can't really tell you what it was because I watched pretty much everyone. So season after season, I was like, oh, he's having a great season. Let me watch him. Oh, he's having a bad moment. Let me watch what he's doing in that bad moment.
It doesn't matter who.
What football?
And if there's football on the TV, just watch it.
Yeah, just
Premier
watch.
League, League On.
anyone.
Yeah.
Just watching League, Premier League, most of it, that's why it's on the TV. So you're like, I could take knowledge from someone who's playing, I don't know, like, do you see what I mean? But I was all the time taking like, watching the game and was like, oh, what is he doing? Like, that I'm not doing. And that's all the time I was looking at. But if you want me to say a couple of names, I was looking at Toni Kroos. I like the free pair of midfield from Madrid and Barcelona back then. Snatcher was a good one. Schweinsteiger was a good one. Well, Zidane was a good one.
Yeah, growing up was Zinedine Zidane like God in France? Like, because he's such an incredible player. I mean, you go on Instagram now, you still see him doing some amazing skills, and you're like, God, he used to run games in the Champions League.
When you look, I mean, he basically.
Well, I was going to say,
have you played against him?
No, but those pirouettes he used to do on the ball, but you can get to see them at the stadium in like now with Jefferson Bennett. Yeah, 3 in 1.
I love it, 3 in a row. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you give him a little bit of banter in the changing rooms after that?
Everyone did. Everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know, even me, because I was looking at him, I was really close to him. So I'm seeing one. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, needed that one.
I'm seeing 2. I'm like, okay, we pushing it a little bit. I like that. And I'm seeing the 3rd one. And after the 3rd one, I was like, okay, yeah, that's too far. Wait. What's going on? What's going to come up with?
And then he digs a lovely ball
to Dennis. Dennis give him back.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's decide. Cross it.
Yeah, and there's Ricky.
It's Riggy.
Rising at the far
post.
I'm
like, that's even too good.
Yeah.
That's even too good. 3 in a row. Assist Riggy.
Yeah.
Perfect day. It was definitely a perfect day, a perfect ending of the day.
It was definitely. Away from football, have you got any hobbies? Do you like any other sports or anything like that?
I'm someone who watch everything.
Okay.
So I like watching anything. Right. Any sport. I respect any person who's in that flip. Mm-hmm. So I'm watching like any sport will come on the TV right now. Is the US Open. So
the US Open's on at the moment. World Athletics was on last week.
Yeah. What about a bit of golf? Do you get out with the lads for a knock?
No. I'm just saying that I love golf.
Yeah.
They're just too good. So it's like,
really?
I don't want to bounce myself. I don't want to go out there.
Who's the main golfer? Luke likes his golf, doesn't he?
Patrick.
Yeah. Clarkey.
Yeah.
Dackie's in there. Pritch is in there. Right. Yeah, the competition is too good. And just walking, you see them walking in the change room with their gear on. I'm looking at them, I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to ask you to play golf. Like, that's definitely not. That's something I would not do. Definitely not. Yeah, I did.
What about TV shows, movies? Have you got a favourite genre of music? Or
music. Favorite genre, I don't even. I'm like.
Have you got a favourite artist?
Everything I like.
Like all different kinds of music?
Yeah. Like, I like weird stuff.
Who's the DJ this season so far? Who's the one who steps up?
Trey on actual normal day. Clarkey on game day.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. He said that before, Clarkey.
Right,
yeah.
He did actually. Didn't he?
I'm listening to 3 on match day. I'm listening to 3 songs.
Right.
What's that?
Oh, like like 3 songs of Clarkey.
Okay.
So the 3 first song, and after I put my headphones because it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Yeah, no,
it's getting worse.
I'm like, nah, I can't focus with that. You just want to dance and everything. So nah, I need to get in my zone a little bit.
What music helps you focus? What kind of music? Is there any go-to tracks you always listen to?
What I'm feeling on the day. Like sometimes I want to relax. So I'm putting something that put me in a relaxing mode, and sometimes I want to be a little bit jumpy. I need fire it up a little bit, get me going. So I will listen to something much like going harder, like proper rap or whatever. But sometimes I will just listen. I've got so much thing in my playlist. This way
you'll have to tell us some afterwards, because we meet myself and Danny and Rory and people like that on the gantry. We put the music on in the bowl before the game. So any recommendations, we'll stick it on.
Oh yeah. No. I don't even want to give it to you.
All right,
I don't even because
I think the fans want to know what Pierre Ekwah listens to.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna be in the warm up. You're gonna put some music up, and I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna dance.
That's my track.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that's my track.
There you go.
And I'm gonna know. Yo, listen. I'm not gonna be focusing anymore. So yeah, whatever you guys put on, keep doing it this way because I don't wanna get disturbed.
What about movies? Have you got a favourite movie of all time which you've watched 1,000 times, or you're quite open to watching new movies?
Box sets.
I'm quite open to watching new movies. I need to watch. I still haven't watched Oppenheimer. Actually, I'm being lazy.
What about Barbie?
Not really. I'm not really a Barbie guy. I haven't got a missus, so no one forced me to go there. I need to watch Equalizer at the same time. But I think my kind of like favourite movie that I'm watching quite a lot of time is Queen and Slim. I don't know if you know about it.
No, I don't know that.
Yeah, it's really good. I watch it.
What kind of movie is it?
Love movie.
Oh,
kind of
romantic.
Like a romantic love movie. In the same time, it's a bit like it's a nice movie.
Film.
Yeah, like you just want to relax and it's a feel good thing.
Yeah, that's good. What food do you miss about France? Because obviously a lot is made about the British and French cuisine being very different. We have a good the terrace canteen now here at the academy.
Yeah.
We have good chefs, but
Fish and chips on the Roker seafront.
Exactly. Yeah.
Have you had fish and chips yet?
No. Like I haven't.
What about Greg's? Have you been to Greg's yet?
Greg's?
You don't know what Greg's is?
Oh, you're talking about the
pastries?
The pastry and all that. Nah.
Yeah.
You get pain au chocolat there.
Yeah, that's you.
or as they call it in Sunderland, a chocolate pasty.
Chocolate.
That's no way. You joking me? That's how they call it. You joking me?
I have heard someone refer to as that. Yeah.
You joking?
No, it says pain au chocolat, but I have been in a queue before and someone said, "Can I have a chocolate pasty, please?"
What?
Yeah.
That's putting disrespect on my name. I'm sorry.
That needs recording. Pierre going into a Greg's and asking for a chocolate pasty.
Wow. No, I can't even say it. I would not even say it. That's putting a disrespect on
The whole nation. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I'd rather
But
not hear that.
do you, what's one thing you miss most about France? I guess you've lived in this country for a long time, but
Yeah,
do you miss anything?
No, I don't think I really miss anything back in France.
Yeah.
In saying like not missing anything, but obviously it's just the people. You know, the culture. It's not really the because it's a different culture. But I'm embracing both the English one and the French one. So when I'm here, I'm like, I want to go back to France, especially Paris.
Yeah. Well, that's a different culture as well. Parisians is like its own culture.
Exactly, it's its own culture. So Parisian city and all this, you're like, oh wow, I want to go back there because you can do this, you can do that, and this. People in Paris are like this, I like that. Like you said, the food is good, and sometimes when I go south from France, it's nice. But when I will go to Paris and be in the south of France or be in France, I would like, I miss my English people. I want to go back there and all this and all that. So it's like now, I'm feeling a little bit like two sides of like English and French in the same time. But I definitely sometimes miss the people, friends and family back in France. I think it's the most thing that I miss.
But are you starting to feel settled in the northeast of England now? Do you enjoy your surroundings? Have you been to the beach or anything like that?
Yeah, I've been actually. I'm not really someone who go outside his house quite often. But when the family is here, all the time I want to do something with them. So yeah, I went to a couple of beaches, which was nice, and I really enjoyed it. Even a couple of restaurants and all this. But you know, when you got lots of games that you just want to like focus and
get ready for the next one, relax and recharge your batteries.
That's exactly that. Get ready for the next one, and I'm always in that type of mood. Get ready for the next one. Get ready. That's why I haven't been to the cinema for like 2-3 weeks, because I'm like, I need to get ready to the next one. Get ready to the next one.
But international break now though, so you maybe get to see Oppenheimer.
I'm gonna force myself, but because I'm like all the time in my house, I'm like, now I need to force myself to get out, but I'm definitely going to have to see it.
A few days off, the gaffer give you? A few days off on the lads?
A few days off,
after that win, surely.
A few days off. Yeah, that's nice. That is so nice. You don't get that quite often, so sometimes when he comes, it's definitely nice.
Yeah, that's good. And your family, are they all back in France? You got quite a sporting family, haven't you? Does your brother play rugby professionally? Is
Exactly,
that true?
yeah. My brother played rugby, so I'm really pleased about it.
And Rugby World Cup
World
starts
Cup,
this
isn't it?
weekend.
Yeah, start this weekend. We'll start this weekend. I've always got a couple of friends playing, but yeah, he's playing rugby. He gave me a lot. You know, when you're talking about aggressivity and all this in rugby, you don't.
Is he older than you?
Yeah, he's older than me, so
he's
it's like when you watch him and being like nice outside of the pitch, and all of a sudden he's getting in that pitch, and he's like, so it's a battlefield, so it's like he's going for it.
Different sport,
it's
isn't
a
it?
different sport.
Yeah, but it's almost like a level of respect of
It's so
physicality.
high. The respect is so high. Like being younger at the time, do you know, sometimes I was going to watch him and seeing like you watch your brother in the battlefield, and after the game they all have to go and get some beer together, eat together. Oh yeah, I like when you punch me like that. I was like, what is that? Like, that's not normal. You see what I mean? And like I think the respect in rugby is a bit different. But it's definitely a sport that I enjoy watching because of him, definitely.
Yeah, nice one. I think we found out a lot about Pierre Ekwah on this podcast. It's been very good, and I'm sure the fans will have enjoyed it.
I like a podcast. It's definitely something I could do more often.
You're more than welcome to be a regular co-host if you like.
Yeah, let's do this.
Once a month, once a month.
Once a month, yeah.
Keep an eye on that right foot and that 25-yarder as well, Cotton.
Well, Danny, the fans have been impressed with what they've seen from Pierre so far this season, and you've been impressed as well. You've seen a lot of football in your time in the game, and Pierre's got it all.
Yeah, no, he's coming on really well. I think just getting regular football, playing regular. I think he knows he's a fixture in the team. The manager has given him trust, and it's shown in his performances. And he's doing all the things you want from a centre midfielder. You know, taking the ball, good feet, scoring goals, tackles flying in. So yeah, no, a good future ahead of him.
All right then, Pierre, I think we are done here. I'll let you get off to training and then maybe pop off to get a chocolate pasty at some point. Thanks very much, Pierre Ekwah.
Thank you, guys.
So me and Danny are back here in the terrace, grabbing a coffee before I head off and edit the chat we just had with Pierre Ekwah. What a lovely guy. He's so open and honest about himself, his career, his time at Sunderland to date, those goals at the weekend, of course, but it would appear Sunderland have a bit of a talent on their hands, Danny.
Yeah, no, as we said there, he's not just his goals, but his overall performances, I think. And he seemed a little bit disappointed he didn't pick up man of the match from Sky at the weekend. But no, hopefully he kicks on from here now. And as we said before, he is a regular fixture now in that starting 11. A young lad, but controlling midfields against an experienced Southampton side. So fantastic, a great, relaxed character off the pitch, it seems. And I think he's got a bright future ahead of him.
So focused as well on his football, the way he was saying he doesn't really do anything, he lives for the game, he's always thinking about the next game as well, and that's kind of professional attitude which you need to succeed, isn't it?
Yeah, he said he doesn't venture out too much, as you say there. He mentioned it with the Championship. It's full on, your games, then you reset, you get focused, ready to go on that next one. You can't dwell on the previous one. He said, we've had a good result there, but we've got to kick on now. And that's what you've got to do. And I think he mentioned the way he's been brought up early on, the nutrition side of the game, getting his sleep into him. And he wants to do well, and he wants to do things right.
Okay then, don't forget to subscribe to SAFC Unfiltered on all your favourite podcast platforms. We will be back in the swing of things now after our summer break, so do subscribe and we'll see you next time here on SAFC Unfiltered.